Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be all about my 2023 goals. So let's go ahead and get into it. So just like in 2022, I have divided these goals up into various categories and we're just going to go through them one at a time. I will chat a little bit about what each goal means or maybe why I set that goal, and we're just going to go through them. Now, one thing that I am going to do in 2023 that I did not do last year is do quarterly check-ins, because I realized as I was making this year's list of goals that there were some goals that I had completely forgotten I had even set in 2022, because after I did that list, I never looked at it again. So, oops, not the best way to go about achieving goals. So we're gonna do quarterly check-ins this year, so you can stay tuned for those. And now we're just gonna go ahead and dive into my first set of goals, which are my book/reading goals. And the first one is that I want to read every day in 2023, whether it is via audio, physical, or ebook. I want to make sure I'm doing some kind of reading every day in the year. Going along with that is my Goodreads goal, which is going to once again be 75 books. Now, I did surpass this in 2022. It is currently the 30th of December, and I am sitting at 116 books, and I will hopefully finish my 117th one before the end of the year. But that means I drastically surpassed 75 books. However, I do not ever want my Goodreads goal to become something that is like weighing on me, that I'm stressing about. So I'm setting it lower, knowing full well that I will probably read more than that, just because that is better for me as a person. So 75 books is my Goodreads goal. I also have a goal to continue my reread of the Nancy Drew series. I say reread, but some of them I realized when I read them in 2022, I hadn't actually read before, because I kind of was just picking and choosing the books when I was younger. Whichever ones the library had, I would read them. So some of them will be rereads, some of them are not, but I want to continue my monthly reading of the Nancy Drew series, and I want to do that by reading books 13 through 24 in 2023, one book per month. I also want to read at least 6 nonfiction books this year and at least 6 classics this year. I had set this goal last year, totally forgot about it. I did read a few classics. I don't know if I actually got to 6. I'll put the number right here because I can't actually remember. Maybe I did hit 6. If so, yay. If not, oops. But 6 nonfiction, 6 classics. I feel like that is completely doable, and hopefully I can even surpass that. I also want to finish any and all reading challenges that I decide to take part in, including my 23 and 2023 book list, which I will link up above. You can check that out. I went through all 23 books that are on that list, gave you a little synopsis for them, and my goal will obviously be, once again, to finish those. I also want to finish at least 15 more book series. Again, I did a whole video going over all of the series that I am still in the middle of. I'll link it up above and down below in the description box if you'd like to check that out. But I would like to finish at least 15 book series. Should be totally doable, but we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. And then I also want to post a book-related photo on my Instagram at least 2 times per month. I am not good about updating my Instagram at all. I just kind of forget. And there are things that I could definitely share on there that I don't. And I feel like setting a goal to post 2 book-related videos per month is doable, and hopefully I can actually stick to that. Now, the big book goal that I have for 2023 is that I am going to institute a no-buy year for books. This excludes books that I have already pre-ordered. So I have a few pre-orders. I have the new Samantha Shannon book. I have the new Beth O'Leary book. I have the new Ali Hazelwood book. I have the next book in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan that I have pre-ordered. So I do have some pre-orders, but aside from that and my book of the month subscriptions, I am not purchasing any new books. This is because I truly want to make a dent on all of the books on my shelf up here and over here because I want to ultimately unhaul at least 25 books by the end of the year. And the only way that I feel I can unhaul them is if I give them a chance and read them. But if I'm constantly bringing new books in, the older ones are going to get forgotten about again. So no new books aside from my pre-orders and my book of the months in 2023. It's totally doable. I've done it before. I have a great library system. I also have subscriptions to Scribd, and I think we'll be fine. So that is the biggest goal probably for my book/reading, is that I am not buying any new books this year, aside from the ones I've already mentioned. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on into my beauty goals, and we're gonna kind of continue with the theme of the no buy, and that is because from the months of January through March, I am going on a beauty no buy. This means that I will only be doing replacements only, things that I have used everything up and need to buy a replacement for. So for instance, sunscreen. I will need to buy a replacement once I run out. It's the only sunscreen I own. Cleanser. It's the only one I have. I'm gonna need to replace it. But things that I have multiples of, moisturizers or different types of makeup, all of that, I'm not buying new ones. I'm gonna use what I have, try to get through a few of the items that are in my cabinets right now that I kind of use every once in a while and have been just sitting around. I don't want to keep those around. I want to use them up and just curate my collection down to what I truly need, because there are some items still kind of hanging around that I just do not use, didn't need to spend the money on, and definitely do not need to repurchase. So that is the first one. Going along with that, I am setting myself a beauty budget of $1,200 for 2023. That is $100 per month. And obviously the no buy will hopefully take care of some of that, but even when I am able to start buying new things, I just want to be better about really thinking through the purchases, making sure it is something that I truly want or really truly need. Want is kind of an iffy one, but I'm going to try to be better about not necessarily buying things just because they look really pretty. I want to really think through if I definitely am going to use the product. I'm talking eyeshadow palettes in case you can't figure that out. That's kind of my weakness. Going along with that, I want to pan at least one eyeshadow palette in 2023. I want to finish it up, get it out of my collection so that I have more room for new things. I also have a lot of older palettes that need some love. So if I can get them used up in 2023, that would be great. I am doing a Pan That Eyeshadow Palette project, which that video will be coming up a little bit later, where I'll go into the palette that I'm going to be working on completing, and my hope is that I can maybe even finish 2 of them off in that project, but we will just play that by ear. So pan at least one eyeshadow palette, and I mentioned this earlier, I just want to curate my skincare collection to the things that I truly use on a daily basis and not just random things that I think sound cool and that I don't actually use. So I want to get through all of the stuff that is kind of just cluttering up my shelf right now and really focus on just buying what I need and looking at some drugstore options as well, because anytime I can get something for less money is a bonus. All right, now we're gonna move on to some lifestyle goals. The first one is to make more use of my Netflix and Amazon Prime accounts. There are a lot of shows that I would like to watch that I just have not watched. Things like Rings of Power. I've been wanting to watch that forever, haven't even started it. We have lots of Netflix adaptations, things like the Grishaverse series, Shadow and Bone, I think is what it was called. The To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. There are a ton. Heartstopper. I have not watched any of those. So I just want to be better about using those subscriptions, the money that I'm paying for them, and actually catching up on some TV. So that is the first goal. The second one is that I want to make a point to exercise 3 times per week. This is hard for me because I do not get out of work until 4:30. And I am not a morning person. There is no way that I'm going to get up early to work out before school. I know myself, that's not going to happen. So I have to be better about squeezing that in after work, even if it's just 30 minutes. I want to do it 3 times a week because my goal is to lose some weight this year. I'm putting it at a goal of 20 pounds. We will see how I do with that, but I definitely know that I need to be better about exercising and moving my body aside from all the walking and things that I do at school. I need a little bit more. Keeping with health, I want to drink at least 3 bottles of water per day. I fill up my big jug that I take to school with 2 bottles. So I try to finish that while I'm at school, and I want to drink an additional bottle of water on top of that. Ideally, it would be 4 bottles of water. But if you're a teacher, you know that you can't always have bathroom breaks when you need them, so I have to be strategic about it. So I'm putting it at 3, 4 would be better, but we're gonna try 3 to start the year off. Then I want to try to be in bed by 10 p.m. every day. This is very hard for me. I am much more of a night owl than a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I prefer to stay up a little bit later, but I am so tired by the time I get home from work that I know I need more sleep. So 10 p.m. is going to be the bedtime. I'm thinking I might do a little bit of reading on like an ebook every night as like a get ready for bed activity. So we'll see. But yes, bed by 10 p.m. I also want to learn a new hobby. I am thinking specifically of hand lettering or crochet. I'm kind of tossing between the two. My grandma was amazing at crochet. She made us tons of blankets, and I would just really love to kind of learn that skill. But I also would love to be able to do like the really pretty hand lettering in my planner as well. So I'm kind of tossing between those two. I will probably use like a Skillshare course and check out one of them and see how it goes. Next, I want to complete a Conqueror challenge. These are walking challenges that you can earn medals. You do it kind of virtually where you track your walking and you pick like a path. So I signed up to do one from ancient Greece. I think it was like the original marathon course for like the ancient Greek Olympics, and I just want to complete that and earn a medal, feel accomplished, get moving a little bit more, and see if maybe that is something that I can do and then continue to earn more medals for. So I will link the Conqueror Challenge website down below if you're curious. It will explain it a lot better than me, but I would like to complete one of those in 2023. Then I want to try to spend more time with friends. I am an introvert by nature. I love to come home and just kind of unplug and not worry about people, but I do know that I need to be better about spending time with friends, so I want to do more of that in 2023. And then my last lifestyle goal is to update my planner weekly. I did purchase an always fully booked planner from Little Inklings Design. It is gorgeous, and I want to make sure I am actually using that. I'm thinking maybe I will film some videos of me setting it up each month. We'll see. We'll kind of play it by ear. Again, I don't make any promises, but that is the last lifestyle goal. Now we're going to move on to some work goals. These are separate from my teacher goals, which I set before the school year started. So if you want to know more about those, I'll link that first video up above. These are not those. These are 3 very simple ones. The first one is to remember to check the school calendar each Monday morning so I know what is coming up during the week in terms of meetings. The second one is to leave at contract time, which is 4:25. And the third is to leave work at work. I'm not going to bring any work home. I'm pretty good about this. The only time I usually have to bring work home is when it's report card time, and that will probably continue, but I am not bringing work home from school. I will just do it at school, and if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done, and it's not really going to be that big of a deal. It's more of a me problem than my actual teaching problem, because I am very good about making sure my kids get what they need and doing what I need to do at school, and if I don't have things absolutely perfect, it's not that big of a deal. All right, the last category is YouTube. So the first one is that I would love to reach 700 subscribers. This has very little to do with me, but I'm at 540 something, I think, right now. So I feel like 700 by the end of the year is doable. And that would just be kind of cool to hit that number and like have that achievement, even though I can't really force that or make that happen. On that same note, I'm going to do my best to post 3 videos per week. That has been what I've been working towards. Sometimes it doesn't work out depending on if I'm able to get teacher content up each week. It just really depends. Things have been very busy this year, so I'm gonna do my best to do 3 videos per week. I want to be very good about replying to comments. I'm pretty good about that now. If you comment on a video, I tend to respond. If I don't respond, know that I definitely read it, and I thank you for every one of your comments, but I want to make sure I'm replying to those of you who take the time to leave a comment. I also want to try to film a themed vlog each month. This is hard because I don't have a lot of extra time to do a lot of extra reading, so I'm going to try to be strategic and incorporate titles from those vlogs into my wheel of TBR. But sometimes it doesn't work out. So again, we will play it by ear, but I would love to be able to do a themed vlog each month. I also want to just try my hand at some new to me content, things that I have not previously filmed. I don't know exactly what type of content that's going to be, but I am thinking about that and trying to keep things fresh here on the channel. And then the last one is that I would like to engage with my viewers via my community tab a little bit better. So again, I'm brainstorming some ideas of how I can do that. But look out for posts, and if you see them, just, you know, give it a like and let me know that you are there reading. So anyway, that's it, y'all. That is a quite long list of goals for 2023. Again, I will be doing a quarterly check-in at the beginning of April to let you know how they have been going so far. Hopefully, I will have some positive things to share. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.